As it was exiting, the woman said that the son groped her, basically grabbed her behind, and the boy was like, "No, I didn't." They have video proof showing it.
Okay, first of all, before you do that, go out and vote.
Yeah, go
Yes,
vote.
Go out and vote.
November
Go vote.
6th.
Go vote. It's real,
6th.
real. That's the only way change is going to be effective. You got to get out there and vote.
Yes, go out and vote.
In all seriousness,
Yes.
get up, get out,
Vote.
and go vote.
Okay. Let's talk about the culture. Let's talk about what happened with the lady who said that she was sexually harassed or
Sexually assaulted by a
assaulted?
9-year-old. A 9-year-old.
by a 9-year-old.
9-year-old.
Okay, can someone explain the story?
It was a mother.
Please.
She went in with two children, her son and daughter. As it was exiting, the woman said that the son groped her, basically grabbed her behind, and the boy was like, "No, I didn't." They have video proof showing it. But before that, the woman harassed the family, saying she's gonna call the police, that your son is this and that. And people was like, "No, how can you do this? The boy is crying, the sister crying because they thinking they're going to jail." And they was like, "No, he didn't." But you see the video, the boy's backpack brushed against up on her.
Right.
So the woman basically was like, "Oh, I apologize for accusing, but I'm still pressing charges on the mother because she threatened me, this and the third." But in the video, she lied and said she was a police officer. She was like, "I'm a
so
cop."
she lied. And said
Yeah.
that she was
Wow.
a cop.
Yeah,
Okay,
That's privilege.
yeah,
That's
it is
privilege.
That is privilege.
I would love to lie.
you personate something you're not.
Hey, that is interesting. I didn't know that part of the story. That
Yeah.
she was. Oh wow. So
Oh,
she
no.
lied.
She lied.
She's the victim now.
Keep lying.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you ladies want to say anything about that?
I was like, the fact that she knows like that police, that I'm gonna call the police.
Yeah.
The police scares black people, and she used to have something like that. It's crazy.
I mean, it's being documented now. Like so many. What do they call her? What do they call her?
Corner
Like,
store, was it corner store and something?
Yeah, weaponizing the police is really
well, that's historically
Nothing
like
new.
happened.
right.
It really, yeah,
we
with
know
the race,
we
it's
know
something new.
historically, but nobody else is saying that it's historically. Everybody's acting like it's this new president. No, they've used every means that they can. They're allowed to make accusations based off of feeling
Based off of feeling
and lack of proof.
right and
Because of historical
but
presidents.
let's talk about the age difference. That has a huge significance. About oh, absolutely. You want to talk? You want here? Let me give you a mic.
Do you guys know about the story of the young boys that happened to like 50 years ago?
Yeah, Emmett Till.
Emmett Till's 59 years
It's
old.
same.
Yes.
She's on her
It's
deathbed.
same thing.
Now we have technology
Yeah.
to capture clues.
To
The
get
part about
and
Emmett
that's
Till is
and that-
that she
yeah.
said she soon came out and said that she lied
that she lied
her-
about
on
it.
her
Not
deathbed.
when you're on your deathbed.
on your
She
deathbed.
came out and said that she lied about it, and I thought, so you're trying to cause harm.
Yeah,
You're trying to cause harm because you could have went to the you should have went to the grave with that.
yeah.
But you're causing harm to that family even more now. You're not. She didn't say it in terms of like I apologize because you could apologize.
She had to
You could
get off of-
apologize 10
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could apologize 10 years after the incident, but you didn't do that. You waited until you're on the deathbed. Why? Because it was eating at your
Yeah.
soul.
Yeah.
Did
As
you
it should.
Did
As
you
a-
meet more black people and realize that they weren't these like the stereotypes and things like that? I don't even care about the mindset of this woman. My thing is like that is a form of weaponizing yourself by saying that you withheld this information, you knew that you were wrong, and instead of coming out and expressing it and telling the truth, you held that and then you held it until your deathbed. Man, I was like, you know what?
Right. We
Exactly,
offer,
exactly,
But there wouldn't
exactly.
have been, even if she had admitted it, it wouldn't have been no repercussion. See, we
No, there
often
was
address
not at that time. No.
Yeah.
we
No.
Not
often
that
address like power in white America, but we never address the power of the white woman in America. They are afforded those things. And it's a shame because Emmett Till's
There are wonderful
death,
books about this and studies
Emmett-
about this.
Emmett Till's death, you know how many other young black teenage boys' death followed after that one incident? So
That's right.
she should have took that to her grave, and whatever suffering, whatever awaited her after she drew her last breath,
I mean,
She
here's the thing. All
deserved.
she did was just confirm
Mm-hmm.
something we already knew.
We already
Yeah.
knew.
So again, but with the whole lady,
hit
Yeah.
I think the what's scary part about it is that She
Yeah.
apologized just so people could back off because she doesn't
Yeah.
really mean it.
No, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
That's
She
something
didn't
I
really
always.
mean it. And again, the age thing. I think she was in her 50s. This woman
Yeah.
who
Mhm.
talked about the 9-year-old.
50s.
I think she's in her. Is that
She's-
correct? I don't want
I-
to give
She's the
the wrong
same age as
information.
my mother. She's the same age as
She's
my
an older
mother.
woman. That's it.
Okay,
Yeah.
she's an older
She's-
woman.
Yeah.
She knows from right or wrong.
Decades older than than this 9-year-old,
Mhm.
and I'm like, that has a lot to do with it also. And black bodies, especially black male bodies, and they did research on this, that black people to other people look older than what they are.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mature.
Who was the young man that got shot in the what was it?
The one in Chicago.
No. He was playing with a toy.
A BB gun. It was a toy gun.
It's a 12-year-old.
That was
Yeah,
in
but it's
Cleveland,
12.
right?
I believe it was in Cleveland.
And here's the question: we
Yes,
can't
it
even
wasn't. It
we
wasn't
can't-
Cleveland. It
We
wasn't
can't even
Cleveland.
pinpoint which state
Oh,
it happens because there's been so many occurrences.
Yeah.
The whole point is that it's Tamir Rice. Thank you. It's just been happening.
Yeah.
Too many, too frequent.
Too many, too frequent.
People.
And I just think, and this topic came up. I didn't even know about this. There's been so much happening. Period. An Uber driver I was talking to, a Latin man, very intelligent young man. We were having a discussion as I was coming from here to go pick up a birthday cake. I said this earlier. And he brought it up because he's like, oh, I would love to know your opinion about it. This is amazing that this is happening on campus. And he told me about this. And I'm like, man, it's not even new to me. It's just another day to hear about this kind of thing happening. Miss Hood is going to have the thing for the student who
Josiah.
Thank you. Josiah, because he got shot. I'm sorry, not shot, excuse me.
Stabbed. He was brutally. He was
got
stabbed by a white
Stabbed to
student.
death.
Murdered by
Yeah.
a white student.
And
By
no
a white
one's
student.
investigating.
At
That's-
Humboldt. At Humboldt.
Mhm.
And I can personally attest to the kind of the culture at Humboldt. I was actually there for a weekend
Mhm.
with one of my fraternity brothers. I noticed there was an obvious. I noticed
Separation at that school.
it wasn't that it was a separation. It was the fact that the people there, they were cool with black people as long as they were not doing something they did not want you to do. That's the main thing.
This
that
is
people-
racist and bigotry 101.
Yes.
Right.
Here's the thing. It's about educating people,
Yep.
right? Now, mind you, this is not an absolute. I always tell people these things aren't absolutes. Educating people is not. You're not going to reach people 100%, 100 of the time with solutions. Some people are just too entrenched in their beliefs, about certain groups of people. So me saying that education is the key, it is a key. It's a huge key.
It is the key.
Yeah.
Well, the key implies that it's an absolute. It's not an absolute, but it is a huge key. It's a huge part of people changing their mindset on black people and other groups of people.
Yeah.
And
You do.
you definitely have to be active. I agree with you. You definitely have to be active. Shout out to our audience.
Right. Real talk.
Shout out to our audience.
You
Are
you
very
do have to
important.
choose it, because if you just take everything that you just see on media and you accept it as face value,
Yeah.
which is what is constantly happening, you have constant identification with certain words, with certain groups of people.
That's right.
And you have like immigration. Okay, you automatically think Latino, and there are other immigrants. We have tons of African
Yeah.
immigrants.
There's a lot of
Asian
different
immigrants.
immigrants.
Asian,
that's right.
Jamaican, German, Russian. Can you hit that?
And
and
thank you very
it's-
much. Shout out to our audience
Yeah,
for
the media-
participation.
The media plays
Thought
a
a real
huge
MVP.
part. The media plays a huge part,
Yeah.
and they perpetuate it. Let's just keep it real. They help
Yeah,
perpetuate it.
they definitely indoctrinate
Mhm.
people to these ideas, and there are some institutes that participate in it.
Yeah.
And as our audience were saying, I'm sorry, your name again? Allie. With magic.
That's my nickname.
Allie with magic. She's been wonderful. She actually did a short interview with us.
Yeah.
There's an active participation in the lie. There's something in psychology, I believe, where they talk about you only believe a lie as much as you're willing to believe in the lie.
Uh-huh.
So people have to actively want to, as you were saying, Allie, to be a part of the change. I mean, just for me, I've always been a person about like learning more and being more educated. right, about people. And if someone says something about somebody, I'm not going to take it at face value. I'm going to be like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, that's right. That's correct. No,
Uh-huh.
I'm going
Do
to
your own research.
do my own research. Exactly.
Right.
Okay.
I don't trust other people's opinions until I made my own. That's-
You have
What-
to do
you
your own
can't.
research.
What is it that you say? You
Oh, I said I seek to find.
That's what it was. I seek to find.
I seek to find. I'm not content with someone telling me something and then, no, that's it. No.
I told her I was
Mhm.
going to steal it, and I can't
Seek to
remember
find.
how she says
Well, I have
it.
a lot of
Can't
quotes.
steal something you can't remember how she says. She
I
does.
have a lot of quotes.
And they're very powerful and very riveting. But that one right there, you seek to find. So in all things, in knowledge, in truth, in a place, you know,
I seek to find.
she seek to find.
And the other thing always say to people who come to my office, I'm like, look, there is no you that is not impacted by others or their environments. And all that means is you can't go back to the person you were after you've talked to people. Unless you're actively trying not to.
Yeah.
Then you
That's
get into
true.
cognitive dissonance. That's,
Exactly. You get into cognitive dissonance, absolutely.
Otherwise, that's how some people have to become in order to survive with the way that they live after
Mhm.
understanding what's going on.
That's right.
And it just, in terms of like the lives being lost in situations, people are always so sad about one. I'm like, it's not the first, nor will it be the last
Last,
until
yeah.
you and everybody like
That's right.
you who act as though it's something act as though it's a rarity, understand that it's a harsh reality that you don't have to deal with, but
That's
people
right.
that look like me have to deal with.
Mhm.
Right.
And just until you decide to actually be part of the solution instead of being part of the problem by doing nothing.
That's correct.
Mhm.
Because we as black people, I mean, we can always talk about the problem. We know what the problem is. We can stay talking about the problems, but what's good in talking about the problems if you don't
Ain't no
have a
solution.
solution? You
Yeah,
ain't coming to
yeah.
the table with a solution. We know about the problem.
Mhm.
What is the solution? We know what the solution is. You have to unite. We have to find some type of cohesiveness. I think that's important. But also another thing is, there's something that I came up with. You either have, if you stand to be seen and speak but not heard, it does no good.
Yeah.
It does no good. Some people stand just so they can be seen. They look the part, dress the part, but when they open up their mouth,
Nothing.
it's nothing. It is literally nothing.
Trying to wrap this up because again, Magic, the multicultural center, they've been so amazing to us. They've really allowed us to be in their space. In their space. This is our space. Excuse me, I keep saying that, but they've allowed us to really go over our time, and we really do appreciate it.
It's not even your fault you keep saying it. It's because it has been their space, because other clubs have not been using it like it's supposed to be used. And that's just
Well,
real.
hopefully this inspires people to come by more often and use the space. Excuse me, and use the space.
Oh yeah, shoot, don't I? Like bang
Yes,
bang.
and use the
No, it's
space.
not bang,
so
bang, it's
I'm
shotgun
always
shells.
about progressive talk. I'm always about things being positive. Sometimes the truth isn't pretty, and I was telling
Yeah,
someone this
true.
the other day that education isn't always proper. Education sometimes it's grimy.
Yeah.
Sometimes
It's-
the education gets dirty.
It's hard.
Life isn't
dirty.
proper.
Information
Not
be
easy.
like
Life is
that.
not proper. That's right.
It isn't.
Nothing
We
is
was
proper.
getting
So-
information out earlier. Some people had to comb their hair back. They was just like,
You gotta talk in the mic.
Some of the best lessons you learn in your life are nowhere near proper.
Right.
Exactly.
It's
And
hard. Grimy.
No.
it's hard to explain, but sometimes it has to come out of the right person's body and the right person's mouth. What I mean is sometimes I, a black person, cannot say these things and it be validated. Sometimes it has to come out someone else's mouth and then people hear it. So again, go ahead and take these concepts and ideas and share them amongst your friends, because the whole idea is to make all of us better people.
real talk.
And again, we're at university, we're supposed to be cosmopolitan people, right? That's the whole
Yeah.
point, right?
Right.
So
One more time, cause what?
cosmopolitan people.
It's not just a drink, y'all.
Cosmopolitan. And it's not
Cosmo.
Neapolitan like ice cream.
No.
Cosmopolitan.
See, all right. Let me go ahead and start using some archaic jargon, since y'all want to take it there.
Podcast. Like when you say goodbye to black people, we are not. We've been said we're gonna be finishing this up about 4
We
times
did,
already.
but I was trying to be
This is-
respectful.
Nah, it's like a
Yeah.
church segment. How many times has pastor dismissed the
What
church
did you
and
say?
still got
Like
something
with
to
your
say?
with your boss? With your
Oh, when I'm on the phone with my mom, we say bye to each other like 10 times.
Yeah.
That's
Or when you with a
everybody.
group of friends and you say, "All right, y'all,
All right, but you're still
y'all,
there.
Yeah.
y'all shake hands about 8
How
times
about
before
that?
y'all
And
really
some of
leave."
y'all, for some
I
of y'all
think
don't
people
have
do that
none
because
of
they
that.
want to be the last one. They want to be. They don't want to leave early and they forget something or they
I'm
forgot
gonna
about
need
something.
you.
As she was talking about earlier, like it's two blacks here on campus. You got the African blacks and you got the American blacks.
Yes, let's talk about it.
Yeah,
Let's talk about it.
you need to.
Because I was telling her, I said, sometimes I don't feel like I fit both categories of black, the quote unquote black campus.